My compassionate and imaginative Pisces friend, hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Pisces, this week begins with a quiet ache that lingers just below the surface. There's a gentle restlessness in you, a longing for something more than what you're currently holding. You might feel caught between the softness you're known for and the sense that you need to step forward to claim space in a way that isn't always comfortable. It's the tension of wanting to be seen, but also wanting to retreat into familiar currents. You sense the world shifting around you, and part of you is ready to direct your own story, but another part doubts if you really have the fire for it. This uncertainty simmers through your days, the sense that something essential is waiting to be claimed, yet you hesitate. You carry hope and hesitation in equal measure, and this week, both are alive in you. The King of Wands sits at the center of your inner landscape. This is not an energy you always wear openly, but it rises in you now quietly, almost unexpectedly. You notice it in the way you speak up when you'd normally let things slide, or in how your thoughts turn to what you could shape rather than what you must adapt to. There's a steady flame building, a sense of creative drive that wants to move outward. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't need a stage, but it asks you to recognize your own vision and the power of following it. You might notice impatience with situations that feel stagnant or a reluctance to play small any longer. There's an emotional current pulling you towards self-direction, and it brings with it a touch of anxiety, the kind that comes with stepping outside your habitual comfort. You're aware of the responsibility that comes with being seen and the vulnerability that follows. Yet beneath all this, there's a quiet pride. You know you have something to offer, even if you haven't named it out loud. It's a week where you feel the boundaries of your old ways pressing in, and something within you wants to push gently but firmly against them. This inner fire is not about domination or control. It's about owning your desires and giving yourself permission to lead, even in small personal ways. The tension is real between comfort and growth, between blending in and stepping up. But your heart is clear that the time for waiting is giving way to the time for gentle but determined action. This inner shift does not happen in isolation. It shapes the days ahead, coloring your choices and interactions. The feeling of wanting more, of wanting to bring your vision forward, begins to ripple outwards. The world around you seems to respond, sometimes with encouragement, sometimes with resistance. You notice opportunities you might have overlooked before, and you also sense the weight of decisions that were easier to ignore. The urge to lead, to act, creates a new kind of friction. Suddenly, the comfort of staying silent is less appealing, and the cost of not choosing feels heavier. The path ahead starts to form out of this push and pull, unsteady but unmistakable. Your desire to create, to shape, to belong in your own way becomes the ground on which your week unfolds. As this inner movement takes shape, the path before you is illuminated by the lovers. This isn't only about romance or attraction, it's about the deep pull between options that matter to you. This week, you may find yourself standing at a crossroads where your values are in conversation with your desires. Choices press in, not always as grand gestures, but as small daily decisions that echo with significance. The friction you feel is not just external pressure, but the internal debate as to what matters most right now. You may feel drawn to people or projects that reflect your deeper truths, and at the same time, old loyalties or habits create a subtle tug of resistance. There's a sense that the universe is asking you to choose with your whole self, not just what's easy, but what feels aligned. This can feel both thrilling and daunting. The momentum of the week builds as you consider where you belong and who you are when you make choices for yourself, not just for harmony's sake. Certain relationships may become mirrors, reflecting your need for authenticity. Conversations carry more weight. Invitations, offers, or even conflicts reveal how much you desire connection that honors your voice. The path is not without its tests. The pressure comes from wanting to do right by yourself and others, to honor your history while also allowing for change. There's no clear map, only the call to move forward with intention. The tension between the safe and the true becomes the territory you walk. And in this space, every small act of honesty, every gentle decision that favors your own integrity gains meaning. The week's potential doesn't unfold automatically. It asks something of you, a willingness to notice your choices, to stay present with the discomfort of change, and to move with care. The real growth comes not from avoiding these pressures, but from letting them show you what you value most. It's in the moments where you pause and consider, where you allow yourself to be both uncertain and sincere, that the greatest possibilities open up. You see that what you choose and how you choose it shapes more than just this week. It becomes part of the story you're living and the person you're becoming. The door to new potential opens only as wide as you're willing to meet the moment honestly, even when the answers are not clear. Conscious engagement turns friction into clarity and tension into intention. With the Seven of Pentacles, the invitation is to notice what you're tending and how your efforts are slowly bearing fruit. This is not a week of instant arrivals or dramatic change, but of recognizing the steady, often overlooked growth that comes from patient attention. You may look back and see how far you've come, even if progress feels slow. The sense of possibility is grounded, not flashy. It's in the way you keep showing up for what matters, in the quiet adjustments you make to align your actions with your intentions. There's a gentle wisdom in pausing to reflect on what you're investing your time and heart into. The harvest is not immediate, but the roots are strengthening. You're invited to trust the process, to acknowledge effort even when the rewards are not yet visible. This is a moment to feel into the satisfaction of care, to find meaning in the ongoing work of nurturing your path. Growth is not a promise, but a possibility, one that becomes real with each moment of mindful attention. The potential of the week lies in the willingness to invest in yourself, your values, and your chosen direction, without rushing or forcing outcomes. It's an act of quiet faith that your choices matter, and that tending to them is enough for now. Looking back across these three cards, you can see how they weave together into the story of this week. The King of Wands stirs your desire to lead and claim your own direction, bringing a sense of creative urgency and self-recognition. The Lover's card shows how this desire meets the world, asking you to choose what matters most and to find your own voice in the midst of connection, friction, and possibility. The Seven of Pentacles gently reminds you that growth is subtle and that the real work is in tending to your choices with patience and care. There is no final answer, no grand declaration. Instead, you move through the week with increasing confidence, learning to trust your own direction, to honor the significance of your choices, and to rest in the knowledge that steady effort shapes your future in quiet, meaningful ways. Even when the way forward feels uncertain, you carry the assurance that you are becoming more yourself with every conscious step. The tension you started with softens, replaced by a sense of quiet resolve. You are not alone in this process. The week closes not with a crescendo, but with a gentle exhale, as you recognize that simply showing up for your life is enough. Actionable insights for Pisces this week. There is space to gently voice something you've been holding back. You could try tending to one responsibility with extra care without worrying about outcomes. If restlessness rises, see what happens when you allow yourself a small new experience. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am allowed to take up space. Each choice I make matters to me. I am patient with my own growth. Slowly I trust myself a little more. This week I stand fully in who I am. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.